Hey, what's going on? Aaron Chen here. Hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be doing some research on this program right here. It's called Exitus Elite. Okay, so maybe you came across this page, you're interested to make money on the internet, and you're wondering, hey, is this a great program for me to start making money on the side? Well, I'm going to do a full review of Exitus Elite, and then you can decide for yourself whether you want to invest into this program. Should you get involved? How do you make money? How does it work? All that great stuff. Okay, so Exitus Elite is actually a MLM style online marketing system with training as well. All right, so it's been created by a gentleman called Paul Stevenson. He's from the UK. It was created in 2014, so it's been around for 7 years, right? So these guys have stood the test of time. They've got some decent products. And I will explain a little bit more about how this really works, right? So Exitus Elite is a training platform that teaches you how to market online. At the same time, they've got different tools like capture pages, bridge pages, an autoresponder tracking. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop, all right? You can come here to not only learn internet marketing, you can learn the skills to sell other digital products as well. And they also give you the tools to do all that. And then at the same time, they've kind of bolted in this MLM compensation plan, structured this one-up plan, and I'll explain to you how that works in a little bit. And they've got different levels that you can join, okay? So let me kind of reveal how this works, and then you can decide whether this is kind of the right fit for you. So their group of programs inside, they call it the Genesis products, right? So they've got products that start at 100. So the initial level is $100. The next level is $250, the next level is $500, the next level is $1,000, and then the highest level, which is new, is $2,000. Okay, that means that if you want to join at each of the levels, you have to invest $2,000, $1,000 here, $500, $250, and $100. Okay, so it's not compulsory to join at any particular level. It just depends on where you want to join, right? Now, at each level, you get a different range of products. So, for example, at the $100 level, you'll learn a little bit about list building, a little bit about how to sell high ticket products, a little bit about how Facebook groups work, a little bit about Instagram, a little bit about email list building, and a little bit about cryptocurrency. Okay, so they kind of have separate modules, okay, in each level that teach you different skill sets, right? So for example, at the 250 level, you learn a little bit more about list building techniques, more advanced stuff. Then they talk a little bit more about mindset, right? A little bit about social media, a little bit about copywriting, because these are some of the skills that you might need at different levels, right? The $500 level, it takes it one step further, right? So they talk a bit more about the subconscious mind, about mindset, the wealth creation blueprint, right? This is a lot of internal stuff, internal wealth building. And then at the $1,000 level, it goes a little bit deeper, right? So it starts to talk about, how do you build a company? How do you communicate with people? How do you manage them? Things like that, right? And then at the 2,000 level, so on and so forth. You get the idea, okay? So that's kind of how it works, right? Now, depending on the level that you join, so let's just say, for example, you join at the $1,000 level, you pay $1,000 to join, right? You get access to all their tools, like their pages, their capture pages, the tracking, the autoresponder, all that stuff. But at each different level, there's a specific admin fee associated with that level. So for example, at a $1,000 level, it's $299 extra per year to maintain that level. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So at the $500 level, it's cheaper, and then at the $250 level, it's cheaper as well. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, how it works is that, let's just say you decide to join at the $500 level. So you pay $500 and then you pay an admin fee once a year. Okay, now, even though you can use some of these things that you're learning, so for example, learning how to list build, learn how to do email marketing, learning how to overcome excuses, learning how to do copywriting and all that stuff, right? And you can apply these skills to other businesses. Most of the time, most people that come into Exitus Elite join it to resell Exitus Elite. I hope that makes sense. Okay, that's kind of how the business works. So even though you can take the knowledge and apply it to sell something else, most of the affiliates that join Exitus Elite use it to resell this program. Now, the way that this compensation plan works is it's a pay-to-play type of business. Okay, that means that you can only earn up to $500 commissions, $500 level commissions if you are at the $500 level. So that means that if you are at G500 and you're reselling Exitus Elite and people come into the sales process and they buy the 250, you earn 250. If they buy the G100, you earn the 100, okay? But as soon as they buy something above your level, so let's just say they buy the G1000, what happens is you get your $500 commission because you're at that level, but then the other $500, it goes up to your upline, whoever sponsored you on top. That's how it works, okay? So it's a pay-to-play thing, which it's sort of, it kind of pushes you to upgrade to the next level. So if you want to earn all the commissions below you, you need to be at the $2,000 level. Okay, good and bad, right? And I'll talk about that in a minute, right? But the other way that the compensation plan works is that the first sale that your downline makes, because this is kind of like a hybrid MLM structured business, okay? It's affiliate marketing and MLM at the same time, right? So let's just say you are at the G500 level, right? And you've recruited one person underneath you. Every time this person, well, the first time they make their first sale, that commission goes up to you. Okay, that means that the first sale, that the people that you bring into the business, every time they make a first sale, the commission goes up to you. All right, and then so you're incentivized to help the people below you in order to make sales, which is pretty cool actually. All right, and there are a few other companies that I was involved in previously where they had this business model. So it incentivizes you as a marketer of Exitus Elite to bring customers in and then to try and help them to make their first sale basically, and then every sale after that they get to keep. Okay, so that's kind of the nitty gritty of Exitus Elite. And kind of how it works. Let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons, okay? So the first thing is that can you make money with this program? That's a very important thing to understand. The answer is yes. I mean, with a lot of these programs, if you are smart, if you can apply the knowledge that you're learning inside of the program, you can make money. I mean, they've got a lot of affiliates that are making money, right? But here's the con, okay? The con is that the way that this program is structured, you see how they've got all the training here, G100, G250. What they've kind of done is they've kind of just lumped a whole bunch of training that they think is important at the different levels, right? Now, unfortunately, it's not that cohesive. That means, yes, they talk about list building, yes, they talk about Facebook groups, yes, they talk about Instagram, they talk about email marketing, but it's not really a step-by-step thing. Every single product is an individual product. So it's an individual training on list building. It's an individual training on social media. It's an individual training on email marketing. Does that make sense? So if you're smart and you can apply the knowledge, then you can kind of string it together and understand how to promote this effectively for you to make sales and make money. Unfortunately, a lot of people, and this is what I found, just in general, I've been marketing online for 12 plus years. Most people that come into a program like this, unless they are given this step by step, like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do this, step 4, do this, step 5, do this, and connect it all together, they're going to get confused, okay? So unfortunately, you might be that person who comes into the program. You might get a little bit confused, and yes, the training is there, but if you can't string it together yourself, it might not be the most effective way for you to learn. Okay, I hope that makes sense. The other thing is, yes, you can start at a low level like a G100 and G250, but if you wanna get to the higher levels, then you have to invest quite a bit of money, right? So unfortunately, not everybody has $1,000 lying around, and not everybody has $2,000 lying around, right? Unfortunately, okay. So it just depends on who you are. The other thing that I would say is it's kind of like a pro and a con, okay? Again, it depends on how you want to operate your business, right? And I have been in a program like this. I've been in multiple programs like this where they kind of house everything in one area, which means that everything is under Exitus Elite. It's a good and bad thing, right? It's good because it's all here for you, which means that you access the programs, you learn from Exitus Elite, you use the tools, you use the capture pages, you use the email software and all that stuff. But the problem is that you are relying 100% on Exitus Elite for everything. That means your entire business online is housed under Exitus Elite. Now, if everything goes well, then you're going to be okay, right? But if something happens to Exitus Elite, your entire business is going to be pulled out from under your feet. Does that make sense, right? And after being online for 12 years, I have been in multiple situations where companies like Exitus Elite, like for example, I was with a company called Empower Network, and there are multiple of these companies in the past, right, where everything was housed under one roof. They got shut down by the FTC because they were breaking some of the rules, right? Now, I'm not saying that Exitus Elite is going to get shut down. All I'm saying is that as an entrepreneur, you need to be smart about the way you decide to structure your business, okay? So it's good in the sense that everything is under one umbrella, but if anything happens to Exitus Elite, or if Paul decides to change directions or whatever, you could literally have your entire business pulled out from under your feet. I've had that happen to me 3 times in my online career. I was making quite decent money with these companies, and something happened to them. They got shut down by the FTC, and my income was destroyed, right? And so this has happened to tens of thousands of affiliates all over the world, right? So again, it depends on how you want to build your business. If you're willing to take on that risk, then it's okay to have a company under one umbrella. But if you're not willing to do that, like I'm not willing to do that anymore, then you need to be a little bit smarter and not house your entire business under one umbrella, okay? So for example, if you're using an email autoresponder, you want to go out there and use the best email autoresponder so that if something happens to your account, it gets shut down. And that happens all the time, by the way, because this is email marketing, right? And this is online marketing. Then you don't want to be held ransom by one company. You can just take your leads that you've already downloaded and you can move to another email autoresponder. Does that make sense? Right? So if your page builder goes down, right, you don't want to have everything housed under one umbrella. You can just move to another page builder. Or if your tracking software goes down, you don't want to have to worry about that. You want to move to another one. Or if your CRM goes down, it's the same thing, right? Now, unfortunately, if you house everything under one umbrella, like you've got everything, your income, your tracking system, your email manager, your tools, your pages, all under one umbrella like Exitus Elite, if anything happens to them, your entire business is gone, all right? So again, it just depends on you and how you want to manage your business, okay? And that's all I'm saying, right? If you want to become an independent entrepreneur, then maybe this is not the right kind of structure for you. But if you don't mind doing that, then it's okay. It's housed under one umbrella. The other thing that I want to mention is that, look, depending on how you want to build your business, now these guys, they are not necessarily a specialist in email marketing, or they're not a specialist in page building, right? So you're going to get what you get when you decide to join them, because they're not going to be an expert in anything. They're a generalist, right? So they're not going to be the best email autoresponder. They're not going to be the best tracker. They're not going to be the best CRM. They're not going to be the best page builders, but they're going to be okay, all right? So again, it depends on what kind of entrepreneur you want to be. Do you want to just use, okay tools, right? Some are better than others. Or do you want to use individual tools that are the best in the market, and then you kind of piece them all together, right? That's how you run a very, very effective operation, instead of relying on just one company that does kind of a mishmash of everything, right? And that is a personal decision that you're going to have to make as an internet entrepreneur, okay? But as a beginner, can you make money from Exitus Elite? Yeah, you can. There are affiliates making money from Exitus Elite, and you have to be okay with the way that this business is structured, right? In the sense that it's a pay-to-play program. That means you can only earn at the level that you're at. You're going to be passing out commissions. You have to understand that. And also you have to understand that the training, again, is not fully gelled together. It's not step by step. It's individual modules that you have to kind of figure out, that you have to put together, okay? But if you can do that, then it's okay training, all right? So that's kind of my review here of Exitus Elite. So I would say that it's for some, it's not for all, okay? It's a decent program. It's okay, right? For me personally, as an entrepreneur, I wouldn't build everything under one umbrella. If you're an absolute beginner, it might be okay for you because it's an easy way to get started. But as soon as you start getting more intermediate and advanced, and you want to protect your business, I wouldn't necessarily go down this road. Okay, so that's my review of Exitus Elite. All right, but listen, if you're here right now watching this video, you're probably looking for a way to make money online, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be reviewing or researching Exitus Elite. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I've been online for a long time, 12 plus years. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've been with companies that have been shut down, multiple companies, 3+ companies that have been shut down over the last 12 years because they weren't doing the right thing. Okay, so what I learned was I learned how to become an independent entrepreneur. I learned how to understand the strategy of how to market, and then how to piece the right things together so that I could sell very high quality digital programs, but never be held ransom by any particular company to pay me my commissions, or any particular company to house the tools that I needed to operate my business. That's very important, okay? So if you would like to learn how to become an independent entrepreneur, if you would like to learn how to gain the skills to sell any digital course that you want online using the right tools so that you can set up and never be held ransom by anybody, I've got a free training program that you can check out if you want, completely, optional, 100%, right? And all you need to do to get access to that training is just click the link directly below this video, okay? You'll see it in the description box. As soon as you click it, on my website, enter your best email address, and I will send this training directly to your inbox. Please check your spam folder, because sometimes email ends up in spam, all right? And if you're on your mobile phone, right, make sure you click the arrow on the right-hand side to reveal that link, then click on it, and on the next page, enter your email address, all right? So that training is gonna open your eyes to showing you how to create a very independent business online, how you can start selling any digital program you want, how do you get into profit, how do you use the right tools, how do you plug it all together, and how do you become a 100% independent entrepreneur so that you never have to rely on any system, any business, any particular operation to basically keep you afloat and to keep you going for the long term. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope to speak to you very soon on the workshop, and take care. All the best.